right.
Grand great.
All right. It is 1:06. All right, let's get started. We're gonna welcome to the OMI Community Collaborative. Just in case we're being bombed by anybody that doesn't belong in our call. Let's do introductions. State your name and your organization, and we're gonna start with Monica.
Hello. Oh, I gotta. I'm not muted, right?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. I'm getting used to this whole thing. It's Monica. I'm with Ridge Lane Neighbors. Was there a third thing, or was that it?
No, that's it. Right? That's all I got.
All right. We have a great icebreaker.
I know. I haven't. We started program this week, so
Yay.
My brain is gone already. It's
that's
day
a good
2.
thing, though, right?
Day two. Yes.
Oh, that's great.
All right, Al Harris.
Al Harris, OMI Neighbors in Action, and the Family Resource Center.
Very good. Mary Evelyn. State your name, Mary Evelyn.
Evelyn.
It's gone.
Evelyn.
That's all right. I feel like something like that myself. Mary Thomas.
Yes, thank you.
That's it. I can't do no more.
All right. David Munoz Ventura.
Hi everyone, David Munoz with Community Youth Center and Resilient OMI.
All right. We thank you. You got a haircut. No.
I did. I just cut my hair, actually.
Everybody's like, ooh. Helen.
Hello, this is Helen from SFPL.
Very good. Renard
Monroe, Youth First.
Margie Stokes. Unmute. All right. Patty.
Okay, I'm at stoplight. So Patty Clement with Catholic Charities and OMICC and Resilient, and I don't know everything else probably.
Quick and precise, right? All right. We're waiting for, I think we're waiting for Laura, and we're waiting for Monica Chinchilla. Chinchilla. Oh, now, so since we don't have the supervisor right now, we are going to start with David. Can you give us an update?
Yeah, of course. Hi, everyone. So I don't have that much more to update in terms of the stuff that we already talked about, but what I do want to do is put out an ask. So we're talking about recruiting volunteers, but we're also talking about making sure that the volunteers have people to reach out to. So I really want to lobby this collaborative to create a database of folks who you think need to be reached out to. We know we know that we're reaching out to some people, but we want to really reach out to the folks in the OMI who we haven't reached out to traditionally. And I think that's going to be really important as part of this volunteer assistance program, to start to reach out to some of the people that aren't in your current networks, or that are in your current networks but aren't actively participating, which may be something underlying that we can help to resolve, to connect you as much to the community you're serving as much as possible. So I want to lobby the CC. Our group wants to lobby the CC to see if we can create a database of those folks so that our volunteers can reach out to them, figure out whether or not they need assistance, and then stand up the program in that manner. So it's really there are 2 prongs, right? Identifying the volunteers is pretty easy, and we're going to try to lobby the supervisor's office to stand up the NERT program again, so we can at least get a pool of volunteers that way. A steady pool of volunteers. We have our volunteer forms that are done and are ready to be sent out. But we really need a database of folks that we can reach out to. So this is my ask. What do folks think about this? I really wanted to bring this to the CC today, to set up a centralized database of people that we can reach out to. So I put that out there, and I want to know what folks think.
Do we all sort of individually, our individual organizations have databases to some extent? So
Mhm.
we're talking about pooling that information, or because
Yeah,
I can think
yeah.
immediately of everybody at Ridge Lane Neighbors. We have a whole, group of people that I would like to be able to reach out to.
Yeah.
And we're talking about getting help with other things in the community, right?
Great.
Like passing
Yeah.
the door hangers out and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we want the volunteers to do I think a whole host of things. Passing out information is one of them. Passing out the COVID kits, with which the CC so graciously added lots of value to in the last meeting. And so yeah, we really want the volunteers to have multiple things to do, but also to be able to do wellness checks, right? Which is really important. So, but we need to know that people want us to do wellness checks, right? So if you have a database of folks, we're not asking for you to give us all of their information. Simply their name and their phone number and what language they prefer is more than enough. You don't even have to go with last names if that makes, if there's a conflict of interest, or if it's just hard for you as an organization to give up that information. I think just first name and phone number works really well for us. And then this will give our volunteers, like I said, more work to do, because part of standing up volunteer assistance programs is making sure that we have enough work for the volunteers to do so that they're constantly engaged, right? Otherwise, you start to lose volunteers pretty quickly, which is why we're trying to stand up the NERC program again, so that we have a steady pool of volunteers who can aid the fire department's mission, but who can also aid us with the volunteer assistance. So
Okay.
yes.
So David, do you want them to email you the list?
So what I'd like to do, Delia, if we could, is to stand up just a basic Google sheet,
Okay.
where everybody can funnel into it, and that it's shared by the OMICC and no one else. So that way it stays in the neighborhood. CYC can also help to administer that list and sort it in different categories, right? So we can sort it by language, we can sort it by region. It's really up to you, but we definitely do need this list,
Okay.
so that we can get to work. Yeah.
All right.
What I'd sort of like to do is probably just post it on the Ridge Lane Neighbors website that we are looking for volunteers that are interested in activities or some way to contribute in the OMI area, larger than Ridge Lane Neighbors, and then asking people to respond to Ridge Lane and say, if you want to be put on this list, kind of thing.
Okay, so Monica,
as opposed to just give you names that we haven't, ask them if it's okay.
Yeah, so I'll put my email in the chat, and that way if you want to CC me in that email, I'd be more than happy to follow up with folks individually or collectively.
I see. So we could, in our posting, we could put, please
Yeah,
contact
you can loop
David.
me in. Yeah, you can loop me in, and then whoever reaches back, I'll give them our volunteer sign up form. And that way we can track them in our database and have an idea of what they're interested in doing, right? Volunteers come, I think, with lots of different experiences, and they may have different inclinations. So we want to be able to push them to do different things, right? If you want to be on the team that assembles the kits, that's great. If you want to be on the team that distributes them, that's great. If you want to be on the wellness checks, that's great. But we want to make sure that we identify, like I said, the volunteers and also the people who they're going to serve. So yeah, I'd be more than happy. So I just put my email in the chat there for you to be able to loop me in.
So when do
great.
you want these this information?
So we had been talking about in our volunteer assistance program meetings to do like a soft launch in July, right? And to get at least a good group of volunteers to be able to help us assemble the kits over at Patty's shop. And that sort of being the kickoff of the volunteer assistance program. So I would shoot for middle of July, just because we're already in the middle of June, and that gives us a month's time to stand up the volunteer network, but then also to procure that database of folks who we think are going to be in need during this time.
Okay. So, but you want us to provide are you doing this drive like 3 weeks You want the information? You want the list, the names?
Yeah, yes. So yeah, we could do it. We could do it ongoing, and we can just check in. I think at this weekly meeting to see where we're at with the list and see who else can contribute.
Okay. All right.
What do other folks think? I just want to make sure that we're on the same page and that we're serving your needs as much as possible.
So David, what are you calling this group of volunteers that you're looking for? I mean, what are you kind of characterizing it as so I can?
Right now, I'm
people
just
know?
calling it I actually would love to call it the OMI Community Collaborators Volunteer Assistance Program, or we can call it the Resilient OMI Volunteer Assistance Program. But really,
Like that.
So
Resilient
that's
OMI, huh?
Resilient OMI
Volunteer.
Volunteer Assistance Program.
I like Resilient OMI.
Great,
Good.
great. So Laura, do you think you can also help contribute to that database?
Yeah. So what I'm understanding, it's two different sheets, right? One for
Yeah,
volunteers and then one for like clients. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we can stand up the volunteer one, and then I can also send out the CC. I can also send the CC out the database of folks, of clients. I can share that with y'all probably before the end of today, so that you have access to it, and that way you can funnel into it as many folks as you think you will need help.
Okay.
So we're looking for volunteers that want to do wellness checks, potentially distribute information. Am I talking too much?
No, you're good.
Potentially distribute supplies and information.
And all of this is in our volunteer request form. So they'll get it multiple times. So they'll get it from you, and then they'll get it from me again.
Can you send me that volunteer request zone?
Yeah.
You want me to put my email in here?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank
Because that way it'll be easier for me to kind of know what I'm asking for.
Sure.
Very good.
Okay, so NIA is the same way, Neighbors in Action. We always tell our members we don't share their information, so we have to send them something and then how to get a hold of you also. So I think we should have one consistent message that we're sending, whether it's Ridge Lane or Neighbors in Action or anyone else. So
Absolutely.
that talking point. Then very clear, easy instructions on if they want to volunteer.
Yeah. So the email
how they do that, and then maybe if there's some perk if they volunteer, some little something they get. That's also encouraging volunteers. Whether it's one of those kits that we're putting together or whatever.
Yeah. So the email that I'm going to put together, Mary, is very similar to the literature that you've already seen since you sat at the meetings. So it's just basically, hi, we're the Resilient OMI Volunteer Assistance Program, and then that summary that you saw. And maybe I can share that with folks in the next meeting so that you see what it looks like. But I really want to make sure that we can get the client base set up, the client database set up. That's going to be really important.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Mary.
Okay.
Anyone else? Thoughts?
I don't have any.
All right, cool. So I'll get the database set up so that y'all can contribute to it. And then I will share what the sample email is going to look like, and I'll also share the volunteer request form so that you can see it.
Okay. All right.
Cool. Thanks so much, everyone. I really appreciate your efforts.
Thank you. All right. Next, we'll do Laura Padilla.
Hi, everyone. Laura Padilla. All right. So we are all sent out in our OMI grants for 1920. Yeah. So that's really exciting. It's really exciting. We hit our due date of June 15th. We accounted for all the monies and where it was going to go. I was able to work with Felicia and Patty and getting the last items ordered for our wellness check bags that we're going to put together with our resilient work. The last piece, and I think, Julia, I sent you a doc
Yes.
that kind of just lists that we could share really quickly of just some, they're not necessarily pending, but grantees that will continue to do work past this grant cycle. And so it's a small list of grantees that will, like I said, still have work to do, but have invoiced and financially have what they need to move these projects forward. So these are 5 projects that will continue to see. So Monday Night Jams, I know Felicia shared some work around that. Some of her plans and her moving potentially virtually to do some Zoom parties virtually for Monday Night Jams. Bring the Line, she also shared what would be happening in the fall. D11 Financial Resiliency Workshops. These are going to be hosted by Home Ownership in San Francisco. So that's a partnership with Delia. And so they're going to work together to put these workshops out and available to the community in these next upcoming months. We have virtual OMI job fairs hosted by Gwen and Young Community Developers. This is happening virtually. And I'll wait to hear how many and when they're happening, but I know that's in the works. And then there's our big project, which is the community wellness outreach and boxes that we're working on. And so that those are 5 projects that, even though our grant cycle is over, we will continue to see in the upcoming months because of the changes we had with COVID. And that is that. Updates for MOHCD. I talked to emailed Michael Chin yesterday, Michael King, head of MOHCD, about our grant, our RFP, and things are still pending. That's all he could share, is that we're waiting for the mayor's budget and the release of the current letters that are and he just told me to hold on tight, and so that I'm crossing my fingers that we will get an RFP soon and that it'll be an easy process and we'll get our full funds to continue our work.
Okay. Very. Oh, did Sisterhood Gardens get the check to redo the locks?
They did. They got the 1,500, and I see you up to. They're having a few events this weekend as well.
Okay. I was just wondering if they because it's the locks aren't fixed yet, so I was just curious. All right.
I could follow up and see how the lock project is, and see if Tiffany could give us an update. But I know that we did get a final invoice from Sisterhood Gardens for the locks.
Okay. All right. Okay. And there's no outstanding checks?
Nope. The only big one right now is Patty's. For that I think one should be in the mail and the other one the final check should be coming. So the last check to Patty is for the wellness boxes.
Okay.
Any leftover funds for the wellness boxes. And then one final check should be coming to IT Bookman for the backpacks and diapers and essentials.
Now, actually, Laura, we sent you the invoice for the backpacks for that, and Felicia and I are going to use other dollars I have to get the adult Depends.
Okay,
remember?
Perfect. Yes. So I know that you guys worked out what was going to be best for that 2,700. But that check, I believe, is going to be going to IT Bookman.
No, if you do that, then she's got to send it to me. It all needs to come to me because I've already spent it.
Got it. Okay, then let me fix that today and retract the check from IT Bookman. Okay, so I will do that today and fix that.
All right.
Okay. And Laura, are the checks coming to me at 50 Broad Street?
Laura?
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. They're coming to Mission Y, and I'm going to bring them to 50 Broad.
Okay. Good, because our main office is moving next week. I've waited so long for these checks. I don't want them getting lost.
Okay. Okay. No, they're coming to me, and I'm going to drop them off to 50 Broad.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Thank you so much.
And if I can report in while I'm sitting still.
Yes.
So all of the items for the kits have arrived.
Oh.
And the backpacks are getting printed now and should arrive either at the end of the week or early next week.
Nice.
So.
Yay, that was fast.
Just put me to work, honey. And then
we'll keep you.
Felicia and I are gonna do, we talked about this the other day, we're gonna do a run to Costco and stuff and get a bunch of the adult Depends and other things we might need for the, finish off the toiletry kits.
Very good. All right. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Laura, Patty, Felicia. Okay. Monica?
Yes, hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, I have my camera on. So I'm a little late. Happy Tuesday. Yay, yay. I don't really have that much of an update today. I know we've been moving a lot on, in terms of reopening. There's been a lot of movement towards that. And I'm actually going to be, I'm starting to make calls to different CBOs. So I'm going to be calling you all individually just to, A, plan for reopening, and B, if there's anything we need to assist you with in terms of getting PPE, et cetera. Because I know with some of you guys, it's been a delay in getting PPE, or with some of you, it's just been not enough. And so we just want to make sure, you guys were supported as we transition towards reopening and what that looks like for your guys' specific programs. So I'll be checking on you guys with that. I know Mary had probably brought this up. We have the Library Commission meeting on Thursday, and we have already communicated to the librarian how much of a priority it is to open up Ocean View as quickly as possible because of the demographics, because of the large population it serves. And so wanted a timeline of when services could potentially reopen there, and if not a full-fledged library, if there's some way we can do something either remotely or mobile, just to make sure the residents and seniors and youth in the OMI have access to that. So that's the second one. Third is, more long-term strategy for food security for the district. I know many of you are holding it down, Patty, et cetera, and Felicia with IT Bookman in terms of, food distributions every day or every other day or multiple times a week, and deliveries for our families in the OMI. We know that food security is going to be an issue for, for a while. And so we're trying to plan for the at least minimum till the end of the year, what we can do to make sure that those resources are available. And even, for example, a lot of the soda tax funds that were announced last week, additional $1.3 million to invest in food programs, in underserved neighborhoods. I'm talking to the mayor's office to see what we can do to make sure the OMI is not left out of that. And so see what we can do to get some city funds to boost long-term food needs in the district. Besides that, an update in terms of the traffic calming efforts. I know this is, not small priority, but it kind of took a pause, just, with everything going on COVID. We are moving quickly to get these humps approved and moving forward as quickly as possible so they can be installed within the summer. And so fingers crossed, we're waiting to get the final approval from fire department so that we can get these, installments in the district as during the summer, so that as people return to work, as people start driving, that we can make sure our streets are safe. And so that's it in terms of I know there's stuff with parks going on, and we're just trying to make sure, we get a lot of our DPW cleaning back up and running again. And we've been speaking with them, and a lot of their employees have been furloughed, but now there's some more movement and action, and people getting back to work in more consistent schedule. And so picking up, having them do more frequent pickups of trash, and then even going along the corridors is a big priority for us. And so we're hoping that gets back to a little more normal activity in the next couple of weeks. And then finally, with budget, the different departments released, or they submitted their proposed budgets to the mayor's office on Friday. And so what I've been doing yesterday and today is kind of following up with the different departments to see what proposed cuts or what expected impacts were proposed for our district. And so I've talked to OEWD, I'm reaching out to DCYF, and in terms of DOS, just to make sure that we know as soon as possible what, if any, and what kind of cuts are happening, so that we can work with the mayor's office to mitigate the impact for our district. And so if you guys have received notices from your departments about reduced funding or cut programs, please let us know. They don't share that information with us unless we chase after it. And so it's great for me, for the supervisor, for us. Like, it's easier for us to fight on your behalf earlier rather than later. And so if you have received any of those notices, just let us know so that we can, get these matters resolved earlier. And yes, Laura, MoCD, I know, I'm still waiting to hear back from them. They're next on my list. We have a meeting with their new executive director, Eric something Shaw, I think his name is, this Friday. And so we'll definitely be bringing up kind of, what their plan is and where they are from in terms of funding from OCD. Okay, so I think that is it for right now. I want to just make myself available and open to questions or concerns or things you guys see, because now that a little more like normal activities resuming, like you guys are the eyes and ears on the ground. Like, I try to get out to the community as much as I can, but sometimes we miss things. And so if there are other issues and things that we need to be aware of, please let me know so we can make our community better. And that's it.
Anyone have any questions?
I have a personal note. Childcare, we have a 2.0, you know what that is. And none of my staff and a few providers are still not giving our information or anything about it. They said, we talked about it in a meeting before. So the 2.0 money for providers, childcare providers.
Are you talking, so the lingo, are you talking about the grant, the grant for in response to COVID, or I don't know what 2.0 is?
Okay, the 2.0 is registry. We get, educators supposed to get monies for a stipend for working in childcare. And this is once a year. Well, this is gonna probably be the last year. And some providers have not received anything. And they said within 30 days, and someone that works for me been working, it's been over 30 days, and it's through early learning scholarship.
Is that,
Right.
is that for the OECE department?
Correct.
Okay, Mary Evelyn, would you mind emailing me just to state that program, and then I can follow up with the OECE regarding that?
Okay, I will.
Thank you. Do you have my email address, or do you want me to write it in the chat?
You can write it in the chat. I'll start doing it now.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
Helen put in the chat the Library Commission link for this Thursday. If anybody wanted to speak, there's 2 items. Item number 2 is the reopening plan for the libraries, and item number 3 is the budget. So it's early on in the agenda. The chief of branches called me and said, the Ocean View Library is small, so social distancing would be difficult. And shoot, sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna have to probably at first go to Ingleside or Merced, but we should at least lobby for a bookmobile and whatever services we can get, and that we're not, the last to open as has happened in the past.
Right.
And I don't know, Monica, did you want to say anything about the earlier conversation today?
Yeah, definitely. You know, first, thank you all to who participated last week in the discussion with, you know, Human Rights Commission Director Cheryl Davis. We had close to 100 people on that call. It was powerful. It was really great just to allow you all as a community to elevate your voices, your experiences, and, you know, talk about how we can, you know, fight anti-Blackness and empower the African-American community within Lakeview LMI, and not just, you know, with words, but with resources and action. And we actually had a call earlier today because some community members had brought up the idea to have a mural of Black Lives Matter within Lakeview. And so there was a preliminary discussion about ideas and what this could look like, some, you know, potential designs. And, you know, for the supervisor, he really wanted this to be community-led and driven. And our role is just to support and, you know, put that vision to action and reality. And so we're hoping to get something moving and going forward as quickly as possible within the month of June, so that we can really highlight, you know, the power, the importance, the priority of Blackness and Black community within Lakeview LMI. And so I know many of you on this call participated in that earlier discussion. And if you weren't part of it, it's by no means to exclude. It's just, you know, we got a group together. It was just the first of many meetings that we'll have. And we're meeting again on Friday. And so we look forward to hopefully sharing an idea and a timeline as soon as possible. Thank you, Mary.
Very good.
All right. Anything else or anything before I jump back on and get ready for board meeting?
I sent you, Monica, the information that I received from DCYF. in regards
Okay.
to the cuts.
Great. Okay.
Kind of confusing. It's either between 2% and 7%.
Yeah, I talked to Maria Sue on Friday because they couldn't confirm nor deny cuts or whatever, blah, 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 before they submitted it. And so I had talked to her and she said that, you know, overall they're making a 7% cut to CBOs, but if the mayor's office does not require them to what's the word, utilize that additional 5% of contingency, then the cuts could be less to, you know, the CBO partners, but we won't know that more until, you know, the next month or so working with the mayor's office. However, she is prioritizing Black neighborhoods, Black communities, you know, really, and I know you guys have been privy to the conversations about reimagining policing and, you know, taking a portion of that budget and reinvesting it in, you know, communities of color. And we have, just so you guys know, we from the get-go been calling their office, making sure like the OMI, remember the OMI, here are the organizations that are serving communities, serving Black community within the OMI. And so they know, and we'll keep bugging and badgering them multiple times a week until like a proposal is released and, you know, our area of the city is covered. And so I know the departments submitted that budget, but also in terms of what the mayor is talking about her priorities are, I think it might, hopefully the impact might be reduced. And so as, you know, more of these discussions move forward, I can keep you guys updated. But we're fighting now. We're fighting, you know, before it's too late, just to make sure that our community keeps the good services that are here. But yes, if like Delia, if you received an email like that, please let me know.
Okay. Well, I received it and I sent it, but it was confusing because they talked about 18-19 budget. I'm like, this is 19-20,
Yeah.
but you know, whatever.
It's all good. It's all good. I don't mind following up.
All right. Very
Perfect.
good.
All right. And I know we have a CBO call tomorrow. It's always my bag. I gotta figure out who the speaker will be, so I'll figure that out in the next hour or two and send that you know invitation to all of y'all. It's at 2:00 tomorrow,
Okay.
and then we also have the vehicle triage working group meeting at 6 p.m. I'll be sending out and posting on social media on the supervisor's page, you know, what the Zoom link is for that. And I can share it here as well, or share with Delia the invite. And so if you all are wanting to participate in that, that would be great. And then I think some other events that are happening. We have Juneteenth on Friday. And so if there are any events that you guys know of or that you're holding, please let us know. We want to be there and support. I know there's things happening, you know, on Saturday and a few Zoom calls. And so we'll be there for that. But if there's anything you guys are doing within the OMI, we want to make sure that we come out and support. So please keep us in the loop.
Okay.
That's it.
I know that the Cayuga Community Connectors wants to hold up signs on Friday from 5 to 6 on Geneva and San Jose for Black Lives Matter.
Okay, that's awesome.
And on Facebook.
Yeah, it's on Facebook right now?
Yeah, the Cayuga Community Connectors.
Okay, great. I will look that up.
Sign. And your masks.
That's true. 6 feet apart and wear your mask.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, everybody. You all have a great day.
Right.
Tuesday, you know, yay.
Yeah.
and then we'll talk again soon.
All right.
Thank you, Monica.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, I have a question for Mary and about the library board. Are there comments? I know we have to put comments in by tomorrow if we have anything we want to let them know about. Now, should we be asking for the bookmobile at our library then? Is that the appropriate time to say we really need that, to send a comment in? Okay.
Yes.
Anything else other than the bookmobile?
But I mean, you can speak, you know, during public comment or any of the agenda items with that Helen sent out. Either. Okay. Thank you for your support.
Love libraries.
Yes.
All right. Anything else? I do have Laura Padilla put in the chat about calling MOHCD. So if you would like to call and not harass, but remind Mr. King the importance of the OMI community dollars, I put his information in the chat. And I will also send an email right after meeting to remind everybody, because we use those community dollars to fill the needs of the community, whether it's backpack giveaway, the seniors luncheon. You know, there's so many things that we use those dollars for that we really, it's vital. It is vital. And when we when I first started, the food banks, they were removed because the city ran out of money. They kind of like wiped us off of the money train. And we need to make sure that we advocate for those dollars and that we're here and we still need them, whether they have the money or not. Find it, find the money. So I did add Mr. King's phone number to the chat. I encourage everyone to give him a call and welcome him to his new position. All right.
Okay, what's that? Santa Claus? What? What's going on?
I think that was feedback when I logged into my computer. Sorry.
Aha, now we know who to blame.
That was like 2020, no surprises. It might be UFOs.
Delia, you're on mute.
Oh, Maurice, you have anything to add?
I just added it in the chat. I'm literally designing the flyers for Kathy Mulkey-Meyer for the diaper drive on Tuesday the 23rd. I'm waiting to hear back from her on which design she chooses.
Okay.
That's the only thing I have to add, though. You can show up, or you can donate to the GoFundMe link that's in the group chat.
Okay. And this is adult, regular diapers and adult undergarments, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? All right. All minds are clear. Let the work begin. Let me know if you have anybody that you want to add to the speaker list. If we should include Mr. King for our next meeting, that's a valid request.
I wanted to just put out there, can we put on there March, like the next time? This is just as an example, that the next time, like that the Bayview have a march and they're marching down to City Hall, that, I mean, we don't have to wait till the Bayview, but if there's like a march at City Hall and how they did the march down 3rd Street, that we maybe map us out a route from the OMI, that if we ever wanted to show our visibility and our presence, what would be, you know, the easiest way for us to weave through the seats and make it, even if it was, I know we couldn't do it by this Saturday, but even if it was to, like how they doing the Juneteenth at Martin Luther King, I mean at Bret Hart Park, and different people are marching from somewhere, it'd be nice. Because we have, you know, possibly Patty with Catholic Charities, or our seniors could like board a bus, just so that we could start looking at how we assemble as the community and how we're going to start to show up and show our visibility, not just around Black Lives Matters, but about a lot of our common things. They march from the Mission, they march from the Castro, they march from the Bayview, that I'm sure we could map out a route that's 30, 45-minute walk for those of us who would want to, you know, press forward and start working on developing how that visibility could start to pan out for some of this on the ground, boots on the ground action, showing us collective would be really great, especially the summers here.
Okay.
Just wanted to.
There might be a possibility of walking down Mission too from, I mean, the OMI potentially, or maybe even riding the M part of the way for people that aren't as mobile, and then getting off at some point and walking the rest of the way to Civic Center. Just a thought.
Yeah, just, you know, how do we mobilize? How do we strategize around showing our visibility? So, you know, our campaigns of letter writing and calling is good, but we want to start showing that we have a collective voice too in this demonstration world too. So even if we just put it on an agenda and began to talk about what that would look like.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that, you know, want to show up and want to participate. And if they had a place to go, that would be great.
Okay. I will add it to the agenda. And I'll call you later to figure out how we can mobilize.
Okay.
Any other comments?
If you guys need, anyone is in need, or their residents or participants of some fresh veggies, we got some great boxes today. I got 100 boxes sitting up in here, got delivered. Nice. And the fruit is excellent. Strawberries, oranges, apples, potatoes, celery, are really nice looking fruit was delivered today.
That's great.
Get that out there.
Oh yeah.
Hey Felicia, do you have milk this week?
I do. Well, I have milk every week, but I still have milk that I froze because I had 10 cases of 4 gallons, and I still got like 4 of those. So if you need, I've been giving them to some of the child cares around here, have been coming and getting the milk, but I definitely have milk.
Perfect. I'll come pick some up. I'll text you.
Okay.
Can we just come over there and pick some stuff up?
How about I'll load up on my truck and come in over the hill because I wanted to start getting it out to the community and not just wait till our Thursday's delivery. So if you guys are around, I'll slide over.
Very good.
How's that? How's that, Mary? I'll bring over 10 or 12.
10 or 12 what?
Boxes of food.
No.
You just want one.
Can I just come over and
Can you just come over and get your one? I'm gonna bring you 12.
No.
Felicia,
Mary's like, what?
Right.
I love it.
Julia, do you want me to haul you some? Julia, I could bring some over to you if you need
that
them.
in there.
Milk or veggies?
Whatever you'd like. I'm down the street from IT Buckman, so I could go pick up a load and bring it to the center.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't have any milk, but we have the vegetables.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. See you next
Delia,
year. Huh?
Delia, I'll call you about your other email.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks,
See you next
everybody.
All right.
Take care, everyone.
Be safe.
Yes.
And optimistic, hopeful
Yes.
and safe.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.